to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kiru's show here. Now, whenever we last left off, Deku and Toga were just about to leave. Along with, well, Deku about to make a phone call. The assassins are waiting. And Deku, he would do something that he kinda hasn't done in a long time. He looks back on his past. Toga, she's already waiting at the car. Deku, he's just staring. Thinking. As Tokoyami has waved him off already. Toru, she's gonna go to UA. And what about Momo? Deku actually walking over for a second. The assassin's someone calling his name. Deku just saying that he has to say something first. To which he would turn directly towards her, asking her why she's not going to come with him. To which she would state that she has a life here already, and she needs to keep that. If she leaves now, then it will just tear everything apart, and probably make things worse. I'll be attending night classes though, so I'll be able to see you sometimes, right? Well, yeah, but you're forgetting one thing. You think your dad's in bed with the organization. If the Creed has sent you that message that he probably is, and they have evidence, then that means he is. I still need to find out things about my mother. You make a fair point, Midoriya. But I can't just leave, can I? Why not? This is your life. If your dad gets screwed over or killed by these people, then you're going to blame yourself. And your little, sorry to say this, but your little dreams of being a hero are probably going to be destroyed, along with devastated with your family name. People probably wouldn't even believe you whenever you say you have no idea about it. You know they'd probably make some evidence up against you or get you killed, or even try and do anything they can to silence you. You must know that. I've seen them work. Deku's somewhat bringing his hand up, nervously. Why is he nervous? Is he having another panic attack? No, he'll be fine. Someone just saying that the organization, if they can get their hands on you, they'll use you for anything they can. Any possible means to an end that they see you for, they will find a way to use you. It's just how they work. They don't care about human life. They care about their own goals. So, please, just come with me. I can help you look for everything you need against your father. Everything that they have against him or hold, I can help it disappear. Make it to where your father, if he was working with them, we can at least figure it out. If he's not, take them down and clear your father's name. Please. Just think about it. As the horn would honk, Deku actually turning and walking over. As he gets in the car, Momo just staring. Shit. What is she supposed to do? As Tokoyami and Toru would start walking away, Momo being left with a choice. If she joins Deku, then she'll have more evidence to prove her father's innocence. But if she just does all this, tries to go to UA and get in the hero course, fuck. Well, she always wanted to be a hero. She can't do it publicly, as she would begin walking forwards, towards the car. Everyone just watching. Toru was confused because she was given a recommendation. And, well, she's just throwing that away now. That's confusing. So, what's going to be going on? As she would walk over to the car, getting in with Deku. These three leaving. Meanwhile, let's cut over to UA. Toru would walk in, along with Tokuyami. People would see her and, well, think that her quirk is a bit cool. And that there's probably something about it, right? She was moving around a lot and doing other things, but where's the other blonde girl? People aren't really sure. Someone asking her a question. Her just saying that she's not really sure. Basically hiding Toga's whereabouts. She doesn't like lying to people, but, well, her uncle's going off with Deku, and her bringing under this new fake name, and her parents somewhat figuring things out after a while. They've been able to at least get her set up in her own little place. She still does go under this false identity with the whole safe houses and everything, but she at least talks to her parents on a burner phone that her uncle gave her, and does at least try and study up upon hacking, as to keep herself busy. And during the nighttime, she would go out and train with the assassins. So, along with that, Aizawa, he would be annoyed whenever they do call for attendance. Bakugo's somewhat being cocky and, well, doing what he usually does. But that's just the case. He finds that 2 people are missing from their seats, and that this is not good. Asking Toru the question, she would have answered already, and actually asking Todoroki about Miss Yayorozu, since she was in the recommendations. Him basically answering that he's not sure where she is. Not all the rich people, or, well, high-class people as everyone refers to me, try and keep contact with each other. But she probably skipped out or something. Aizawa being annoyed. Having to bring 2 people from Class 1B into class. As you have... I just not thought about that. Mineta is being moved from Class 1B to Class 1A. Along with, I want to say... Kendo, since she was the one of the highest scoring. So they would be moved in Class 1A. Everyone a bit confused. Aizawa just stating that those 2 will be expelled then. Now, I think you all know where this is going. Yada yada yada. Quirk test, Mineta being expelled, rinse, and repeat. Shinsho being moved into Class 1A. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, not going to try and search it out, because I don't need to. Anyways, let's cut over with Deku. Deku, Toga, and Momo, these 3 are actually being taken away. They would be taken to a certain area around Japan. This area is somewhat closed off to the public. It is seen as a park, or at least a wilderness, a park to preserve nature. And it's actually quite a big area. The assassins owning 200 acres of land in every single direction. So, this will be one of the perfect hunting grounds for them, along with training. What they will put them through will be somewhat intense and a bit extreme. Along with that, their sleeping quarters and other things will be provided for them. Along with one of the assassins actually pulling Deku aside, saying that they are the highest ranking assassin here. Deku must understand that there are some rules that he must follow. Along with his quirk being one of the main reasons that he is here. As an asset, they would like him to look at a piece of technology for them. But it is not that simple. You will be given a blade and you will be given a target. But in the meantime, please look at this. To which Deku would do. Walking into this, well, room. This seems to be like a hideout or whatever. Somewhat like a bat cave. Doesn't look like much on the outside, but whenever you walk in and get deeper, it seems to get more advanced. Somewhat like it's its own civilization underground. A lot of people actually seem to be out of place here, but they all fit in somewhere. So, what is going on? As a lot of people would look up and see Deku coming down the elevator. Deku can actually feel and hear all this tech around him, along with feeling a bit of a high-pitched sound, to which he would have immediately dropped to the ground and start covering his ears for a second, them being a bit confused. Deku basically saying that whatever that sound is, please turn it off. Someone just yelling it and screaming profanities. People all around are confused, as they just start watching the tech around Deku freak out. The person eventually taking Deku to where the source of his noise is. Watching as Deku is brought forward in front of a door. This door is one of the biggest mysteries. It has been closed off for quite some time. It is the only place they have never been to within this area. Many people have been here before. In fact, it was first discovered sometime around the 1500s. Long, long ago. Now, Momo and Toga would eventually be brought down, as they would see Deku somewhat staring at this. And he would bring his hand up onto the wall. And he would activate his quirk, watching. As people see his hand somewhat just start shaking. Most of his body is, but whatever this going on, it seems like he's at least doing okay. Somewhat opening the door for a second. His eyes and the area around his nose will begin to bleed for a second, as they can hear the door somewhat move, or at least shake, as if you just wiggled the knob. So, clearly Deku was able to do something, but he would have been stopped after about 10 to 20 minutes, and the noise in Deku's ears would stop, at least being able to silence it, or get used to the sound. He's not sure what's going on, as he is passed out. A couple hours would pass by, and eventually he would wake up, along with learning that he needs to go out and kill his targets. Momo being a bit hesitant. She understands that she's, well, part of this brotherhood now, but killing someone right off the bat, that's a bit yikes. But she'll at least accept it. So, how is this going to work? To which they would all explain. These men are Templars. They have information and are actually moving things around. You get the proper information, and we will be able to do things a bit more carefully. The operation will be going around at night. All 5 of these targets must be killed. If they are not, then things are going to be a bit tricky. Now, eventually, time would pass, and everyone would meet up. Deku is still messing with his one hidden blade and actually somewhat adjusting it. It's a bit too close to his finger, if you get the joke. Yeah, anyways. Deku would be ready, however. After adjusting the blade and stopping it from at least cutting something off, he would look at the picture of his targets, thinking. They just said that he has to assassinate him. If he makes it look like an accident, then it'll be a lot easier. As he brings his hand up to his ear, asking everyone if they're ready. To which they would just say yes. Deku just thinks that this is weirder than most of the jobs he's ever had to even do. He's used to, well, going to a warehouse, beating the shit out of people. Never thought he'd have to deal with an ancient, well, order that kind of deals with shit that's way, way, way from before humanity. Yeah, this is way out of his league. But he will at least do so. Actually using his quirk. As he does one thing that will work. The man, he is walking in the rain. So, he needs to be careful of getting struck by lightning. Deku shorting out the sun above him, killing and electrocuting the man. Since he's coated in water, his target is dead. So it will just look like an error or a malfunction. So, this is going to be a lot trickier. Tokuyami, he's really not into this, but if it involves getting more control over Dark Shadow, then he might take the risk. Plus, they're the bad guys. So, this will be worth it. Now, Deku, he would wait and listen. All of their targets are in position. He already killed. So, if they meet up and trade off the steel and get the documents, then it will be a lot trickier. Now, Toru, she is waiting. She is at least posing as a bit of a distraction, running across the rooftop and actually trying to catch his attention. Toga actually smashing down onto the corpse and stabbing into the man, stabbing him in the back of the neck and killing him. As you have 2 targets down, so there just leaves Toru's target. She would be ready, as she would jump off the rooftop and actually begin to make her way down, walking across the street, her target being a crowd of people. Her quickly stabbing her knife into the man's gut and taking the files he had in his hand, or at least grabbing his suitcase and walking away with it. Multiple people watching as this guy takes a couple steps and all of a sudden just falls to the ground. So something is clearly wrong with him. Exactly what happened? Now, these are all happening multiple blocks away from each other. But whenever they need to, they at least take them down one by one, staying close to each other, in case things don't go according to plan. Now, the other target, however, he is in a moving car. So, this assassination is going to be a bit tricky. If they can pull it off, then that at least shows that there is some skill to find in it. Now, Momo, she is very nervous. She's seen people killed during the Fight Club and came close to killing somebody. But yeah, murder isn't her style. Her at least passing off a weapon. She creates a very thick, or at least, a very thick dart made of metal, along with a wooden tube, and allowing Deku to fire it. Deku rejecting it, telling her that she needs to at least do it herself. These guys are the bad guys. And your first kill is something you will always remember. Don't hold yourself to it. Just remember, this is all for a good cause. Toga, Momo actually somewhat tearing up. Getting ready. She understands all this, but still. Just taking a human life because all this bullshit? Why? Taking a deep breath in and firing the darts. As the man is at a complete stop. The dart going directly into his tire and actually somewhat flattening it out. As the man would begin to drive once again. This will be tricky. As his car, whenever he gets out of speed, would begin to mess up, or at least feel different. Deku using his, phone and hacking into his vehicle, disabling his brakes, sending him on a collision course. Now, Momo, she would also fire off another dart into another tire, actually helping this course, directing him more towards what they were trying to do, sending his car careening into a canal. Momo actually a bit disappointed with herself. Well, there goes Yue. And her hero career. No, I'm still going to be a hero. Just not the way I want it to be. As we have the last target. Tokoyami's target. This is going to be tricky. Their last target is actually running. He was supposed to meet up with these other four, but they aren't anywhere. In fact, he just heard news that one of them was electrocuted, and the other one just mysteriously had a knife wound in his gut. So, he is taking his information and running away. As you have Dark Shadow. He is running along the rooftops and actually using Tokoyami to help out. Anytime Tokoyami is running along Dark Shadow, will move forward and somewhat stomp his hands down, allowing Tokoyami to use him as a pole vault. Now, Tokoyami gets sent flying through the air, as he's ready. The man, their target's actually using his quirk, somewhat beginning to fly away. He's not permitted to use it legally, but hey, who cares? Now, he has a telekinesis quirk, and he's scared shitless, so exactly what's happening is going to be difficult. Him actually flying through the air, as Tokoyami would at least stab into the man's leg, and grab onto him. The man actually somewhat turning around and using his hand to try and wave him away. His quirk isn't very strong, but he's at least gotten it to the point where he can fly himself, or move himself with his mind. And somewhat doing that has put a little bit more stress on his, the part of his brain that uses his quirk. Along with the fact that now he's bleeding is different. Him dropping his suitcase. Momo actually seeing that, somewhat running in that direction. Now, Tokoyami, he would be annoyed. Whatever the guy just did, it felt like he just got slammed by a brick wall. So, he needs to get back up. Deku, he's actually running in. Running in and actually jumping upwards, trying to launch himself through the air. He doesn't get high enough, but hey, if he can at least get high enough, he can help Tokoyami. Tokoyami launching himself. As Deku can see Dark Shadow. Deku acts as a distraction, the man somewhat bringing his hands around to try and hit Deku. Dark Shadow grabbing and wrapping him up, as they come bring this guy smashing to the ground, destroying most of his back. And, that's how that would go. As the man is actually very well injured, and cops are on their way. So, this is going to be hard. Now, Tokoyami, he would walk over, actually bring up his hidden blade, and stabbing it downwards into the man's neck, to not let him suffer. Momo actually running out of an alley with the information in his suitcase, saying that she has it. And she left behind a bit of a cut around his case, to make it at least look like a mugging. The assassins are actually proud. The amount of teamwork that just went into this mission was actually fairly good. So, the next event they'll be going on is a bit weird, or at least will take a bit of getting used to. They're going to be spending a long time overseas, looking for multiple artifacts, or as Deku knows them as, pieces of Eden. One of them has actually been seen in Japan. And, well, it is, quite frankly, one of the only pieces they would need, since the amount of power this piece holds would be enough to track down the other ones. This piece goes by one name, the Koh-i-Nar. It's able to track down other pieces and has other powers. However, the specific aspect of using a, map to find other pieces of Eden, that it makes it the most highly sought after piece on the planet. So, they would instruct their little strike team to meet up with other members of their brotherhood in this city. They will be going to the dig site. If they can find this piece, then it will provide more information. And quite possibly even show that we can get into this hidden little vault, unlocking its secrets for the betterment of mankind. These 5 accepting. Now, Toru and Tokuyami would actually head back to school. It is fairly late already, and they need to get up in a couple of hours. While Toga, Momo, and Deku, they would be instructed to head to this location. They will be provided a car. It is roughly 200 miles away. So, as one of them will just toss the keys over to Deku, saying that he can find it. Your quirk specifically does not work with very long ranges, unless you are connected to tech. However, if you can find them only using these keys, then you will get there a bit early. And we will wire some money into your accounts, so that you may actually get proper cover and a proper place to stay the night. So, do you understand? Initiates. To which Deku would just nod his head. The other two actually doing the same. Everyone splitting back up again. Now, Deku is going after a piece of Eden. How are things going to go for him? And exactly what will Deku have that will provide better information? Yeah, better information. What's going to happen with Deku? There are quite a lot of things that he's unaware of. The tech is strange. Along with that, assassinating targets like it was a game, yeah, not really his style. However, Momo, she's having a bit of trouble coming to terms with that. While Toga, she's actually a bit happy, sharpening her blade while they're in the elevator. As Deku somewhat decides to lighten the mood. Usually, he's the grumpy one. So, hey, they need this. As soon as the elevator at the top of the, mountain opens, Deku would have taken off running, and begin to make a path, saying that the last one, northwest, wins. Basically, telling them the direction of the car. As Momo and Toga would come running after him. They really, really want to see where this goes. Along with that, well, Toga, she is the only one who can keep up with Deku, aside from Toru. And Momo, she does need to do a bit more training. Just killing a target doesn't make you a worthy assassin. It's the way you can take them down and the versatility to it. Otherwise, it could be just seen as a serial killer with a different form of, well, a pattern of murdering. Anyway, guys, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next parts.